I mean, one win is still one win, and one step closer to rank 6. And I'm pretty happy since we're high enough in rank to get Galarian Zigzagoon. A little bit blinking. Good, and no, I missed the game. Yeah, I am because of Pog Player. Give me one more sec. I realized I forgot to actually put this on Do Not Disturb, and that should keep the notifications from coming up. Which, if you're kind of... I might as well bring it up while we're thinking of it. If you're curious, I do Pokemon Go AR on my side. So I have Instagram. I believe Go K Purify is the name of that, and that's just where I do some Pokemon Go AR. Sometimes I just roleplay as a character as I'm making the post. Just like the plot is that the guy is he's a researcher at the purification lab. So there's a lot of looking into Team Go Rocket and how to purify Pokemon. Now let's see if I can build a new Great League team real fast. All of MP are accidentally in there. I missed the game. Oh, are you in a country where they don't have it anymore? Is there some other reason you can't get out and play? Because they have had a lot of play at home features, so I'm a little surprised to hear that, but I get the game is kind of not what it used to be. OG player of Pokemon Go. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, if you play this game back in 2016, there's so much new that's been added to the game since then. I don't even know where to start. I mean, for one, we're up to Generation 5, even though it's just trickling in. Team Rocket is in the game, and they kind of play a role, and they have the most plot that this game has, but it's just the type of plot where you could just tap through it and not really miss out on anything, but if you do read it, you get some funny dialogue along the way. Oh, phone space. That stinks. Yeah, I mean, you could say this about any main series game, but I would love if there was a simulation mode, because my biggest gripe with Pokemon Go PvP is just the Stardust that's required for it. Granted, if you're playing the game a lot, they've been pretty generous with events to give you more Stardust and all that, so there's plenty of opportunities to get the Stardust you need to build your teams, and at least Great League is probably the most accessible league, specifically because you don't need to power up your Pokemon as much, and usually there's a lot more non-legendaries that are viable, so that saves you some Stardust as well. Yeah, you could. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna start with you know what? For you, I'm gonna go just pull up the OG team and see how well it does. And Azumarill, like I said, they've introduced a lot of Pokemon and given them moves that kind of counter the original core. But it's not, I think because it doesn't have Registeel, it's a bit anti-meta in its own sense. But this is one of the first teams I put together. Skarmory, Azumarill, and Umbreon. Azumarill is OG in this game. I'm not... if you go to the sites that actually calculate how much... They basically have it down to the math of what Pokemon will win and what matchups. And that's essentially how PvPoke works. Oh, cool. That's kind of interesting. You don't get to play the game, but you still keep up the pace with it. I mean, I can relate, because there's a lot of video games where I watch Let's Plays of and that, and I don't think I'll ever get around to playing the games, but it's nice to see other people play them. So it's cool to see you keep up with the game even though you can't play it. It's kind of a shame that there isn't a good way for you to be able to get involved with it, though. So, of course, the one time I bring a Skarmory, get the Azumarill here. I mean, this isn't the worst matchup in the world. Neutral to Ice Beam. I guess I gotta watch out for Hydro Pump because it's neutral, but it does take a lot of energy. One thing I don't miss about using Skarmory is this attack! Especially fun with leg. I'm kind of surprised I actually was able to hit all of them with how I lagged out. Alright. If it's an Ice Beam, I can take one. How do I not have a lot of followers? Well, I think the big factor is I don't stream consistently. I will admit my biggest weakness with streaming is having a consistent schedule, because there's a lot of factors, and I think just the biggest one is there's not a lot of times I actually feel comfortable to stream, because I shared a house with some family members, and with a recording setting, which I do a lot on YouTube, I'm a lot more consistent with YouTube than streaming just because I can control when to upload. Do I sacrifice the Switch? You know, I took down one Pokemon. I think it's worth sacrificing the Switch over. I'm getting back on tangent there, though. Yeah, with YouTube, I can record and edit a bazillion videos at once and just have them scheduled in advance. But with streaming, I have to set time aside, and usually the time that would allow me to stream consistently doesn't always match up with the time I feel comfortable to stream. That's a short answer, but then again, there's like a lot of amazing streamers on this platform that I feel deserve more love as well. So it's just like a situation. If I actually knew if I didn't have a lot of followers, I'd probably have more followers. So it's just a situation of there's a lot of people on this World Wide Web, so it's not surprising that not all of them can get love at once. I'm really glad you're enjoying this show, though. And I feel like we're not exactly getting the most meta-relevant Pokemon, so that's probably why this team is still doing so good. But I mean, Azumarill is the king of Great League for a reason. It's like, I think it's just a combination of the moves that it has and how bulky it is. I'm so surprised I was actually able to get that last charge move off. I could have sworn I was going to go down. Props to you. Glad that you're interested enough in Pokemon Go again to actually just pop in and download it just from watching one stream of it. I'm a little flattered. And I don't think I ever ran the Umbreon versus Galarian Skunfist combination. And more interesting, I don't think I've seen normal Skunfist at all since the Galarian form has been introduced. I know it's basically become the new Bastiodon, but I didn't think it was that good, especially because it's a completely different type from Skunfist, so it would have its own useful. Alright, let's see if I can get a little bit more. Locking this. Yeah, I shouldn't have to use any of my shields with Umbreon, it's just that bulky. That's kind of a good thing about Umbreon, he doesn't have as many matchups that seem obvious compared to things like Azumarill. Like, Azumarill can do pretty good just because it has a lot of super effective matchups, but Umbreon just is as good as it is just because it's very resilient. And it may take a while to take out foes, but it also takes a while for them to take you out. So you get a lot of time to get attacks off. It not only balances out, but you don't really have to worry about wasting shields too often. The big thing you gotta worry about is if you're going up against a Registeel, because they can go for the Focus Blast. Ugh. Wow, wait, am I really gonna stall the timer? Wow, if this actually happens, I kind of feel kind of bad. Also, why did I go... Now, Flash Cannon is probably the better move anyways. I think like it would have been more resistant. I mean, at least I won the match before the timer went out. I think I still would have won because my Pokemon was more healthier, but I just got so caught up in conversation that I didn't even notice the time go by. Alright. So far, we're already off to a better start than the last team set. I mean, that's not too surprising. The Shadow Pokemon are like a huge risk and reward their whole gimmick is they do more damage, but they also take more damage. So it's especially useful for a glass cannon to literally make them more glass cannon-y. So I'm kind of surprised it's Hitmonchan staying in. They're probably going for Thunder Punch or Fire Punch, but I'm not going to shield. I'll just take it. I think I can resist it. I didn't take it as well as I thought I would, but took it nevertheless. And it'd be nice if I could get a shield on my opponent here, but they're close enough to going down that it'd probably be a better play for them to let go down. But hey, if I get a shield, it just gives me more time to get more energy off. Although my health is going down a little bit faster than I thought it would. Oh, you have a 3000 CP Metagross? That's cool. Metagross does do pretty good in Masters League. It's like one of the few non-legendaries that does pretty well in that. And on top of that, they now have this Premier Cup, which is exclusive to non-legendaries, so that Metagross could do well. But don't get too intimidated, like if you don't do too great. IVs, especially in the higher competitive levels, like when you get to beyond rank 7, it can get hyper competitive to the point where like a little bit of extra IVs can make the difference. But usually having the Pokemon is better than having good IVs. You know what I'm saying? You have problems on the low end. I mean, I can imagine if you weren't prepared and already had your Pokemon powered up before the release of PvP, then I can see how the lower leagues could throw you off, because that cap is a thing, and if you don't have Pokemon prepared for the cap, like, you can't use your LG stuff because they're so strong as is. And IV setups do get a little bit weird in the lower leagues, specifically because you're trying to set yourself up to get the most stats under that 1500 CP mark. So some things are a little self-explanatory. Like, as in Azumarill, you need it's almost perfect IVs. Like, perfect IVs isn't exactly perfect, but it does get you close. There's a lot of good resources out there on the web that, like, give you exact details of how the IV spreads work, and they can explain it a lot better than I can. Alright, I don't think Deoxys has a fighting type move, so I'm gonna save my shield. Though my Azumarill isn't doing that great. I mean, besides having a switch advantage, which I don't think would matter at this point. We'll just see how it goes. I mean, my Umbreon is so freaking healthy that even my opponent knows that I got it in the bag. Yeah, percent of the compliments. I've been kind of curious of how that guy streams. Like, he's pretty much the face of Twitch. So I hear about him all the time, but I've never actually seen him. I assume, from what I've gathered though, I kind of assume that he has a little bit of that same vibe that, like, PewDiePie and other big names got, where, like, it's all, to put it positively, it's all in the energy. So hopefully that register doesn't win. Game kind of froze out. The one thing downside about this streaming setup is because I have a freaking iPhone, I couldn't find a good capture screen that actually I mean, sure, like, here's the thing, like, Go Purify is for Pokemon Go R shots, but if you follow me at Jacket K, which is similar to the name here, but with AY at the end, that's my more general Instagram, so it's up to you. If you want Pokemon Go stuff, use the one I was talking about before. Jacket K, if you just want to see my posts in general. It's kind of mostly an art stream, because that's a lot of the main thing I do. But if I got more general stuff to post, I'm more likely to post it on Jacket K. Hopefully that's not too complicated. So while we're here, might as well, like, just check for shinies real quick. Probably won't happen, but you can You know what they say, you get 0% of the rolls they actually make. Oh, you mean promote my stream on your Instagram? Yeah, I'm cool with that. I mean, like, I'm not sure exactly what you're gonna post, but as long as you like credit me for it, credit me for my stream is what I'm trying to say. I don't see it's an issue with it. So yeah, how did that go? Yeah, we won 2 out of the 2 matches we did, which is great. Which I have to do pretty bad in these next matches not to get the Pokemon prize at the very least. And I'm down for more chances to get that Galarian Sinxagoon, because I had no luck getting it from the egg when that event was going on. So Go Battle League's probably a good place. Okay, so you'll put your name, said go follow, he's awesome. Sounds good. I mean, and if you're tagging me on Instagram anyways, I'll be able to see the post and like let you know if there's like need to do anything particular with the link, because obviously you know what my stream link is because you're watching it right now. Oh, this is the first time I've seen Skarmory with a Brave Bird. Speaking of Brave Bird, that was very brave of that Skarmory to go for a freaking Brave Bird. Okay. Sure thing, I'll just keep commenting the stream like before, so YouTube honestly has something to look forward to. Probably should have sealed that Earthquake, but I mean, Azumarill's a bulky boy. Let me see if I can bait a Hydro Pump. Because this guy has reason to be afraid of the Hydro Pump. It's a lot more popular than it used to be. And they didn't shield. Now I feel silly for not going for it. I mean, at least now I have no excuse not to shield. I hope they go for an Earthquake. But I'm okay with blocking the Rock Slide. Let's see if I can... oh shoot. I want to get a little extra energy. At least now if I can take this Rock Slide, I should at least be able to get all the energy off before they pull it off again. So down with that. Not sure... My autopilot brain is making some questionable plays. But I guess I was thinking like Azumarill. I got nothing for that. Might as well go into this Pokemon. So yeah, who knows? I got a shield off my opponent. I'm okay with being stuck back in this Ditto matchup. If I can somehow get that last shield, probably not with my Skarmory, but just go for a straight Hydro Pump, that'd be amazing in of itself. Let's see what the Brave Bird does. Oh, I think this is the first time I've seen a Skarmory with both Brave Bird and Sky Attack. That's real interesting. I think I want to try that with my own Skarmory. I mean, Flash Cannon, I like having move diversity usually in the typing. But I will not lie, it would be pretty sweet to actually run that Brave Bird. For the right just in case I'm ever in the situation where it's perfect to be. Well, you see my username on Twitch? How it's spelled Jack, and then the IT. That's how you spell Jack Yet. And K, the exact spelling that's going to depend on what site you use. Here on YouTube is just the letter K. If you're trying to plug something like an Instagram, that would be a situation where you add the AY at the end. So basically use the URL for the stream and just add AY on the social media platforms where it helps. Ah, shoot. Man, I think I got outplayed here. Would have been nice to do the... If I would have just blocked that Hydro Pump and not the Ice Beam. I mean, it's not over till it's over. not having play rough on the Azumarill is a huge advantage for me. So it's just gonna come down to a war of nutrition at this point. So close. If I can at least get to a foul play before they get to their charge move, there would have been hope. Oh. I did have a solid first 2 matches. So sure, go with the overkill. At least get to give my opponent the satisfaction of actually being able to beat me before the timer, because I'll admit if it came down to the timer I would have won, and I prefer to lose. I've had situations that the timer really made things salty. So I've had timers all in the past, so if I can like save someone from that misery, I'm cool with that. Wow, 2 Skarmory leads in a row. By the way, if you're listening in the chat, let me know if the music gets too loud. This song has been a bit louder than some of the other stuff I've been playing. Alright, I'm gonna go for a Flash Cannon because apparently Brave Bird Sky Attack is the thing you run on a Skarmory these days. So they won't see this coming. I think it's still resisted, but it's stronger. For some reason I keep thinking that it's neutral. Yeah. So I'm kind of curious to see just how much a Brave Bird does to me. But I don't know if any of my opponents would actually be, brave enough to use the Brave Bird. So let's see what happens. Okay, thanks for the plug, Orbits. Appreciate it. Alright. One more. Got that flash can going here. Yeah, Jackie K, like you spelt it, is for the Instagram. Let me know if you need it for anything else. Shoot, man, did I get debated. Swapped right as I was going for that Sky Attack. At least I can go into something. I'm not sure Azumarill is the best thing to go into. But I'll dance around with it. Yeah, this charge did do a solid amount to me. But at least I can go for the save enough energy for a Hydro Pump, go for the Ice Beam. That way, if they shield, I get a shield. If they don't shield, I do a decent chunk of damage and have enough energy to go for another Ice Beam. And now that they use their shield first, I feel a lot more comfortable shielding their attacks. I guess part of the reason I didn't shield right away too was they could go for Mud Bomb. It's about the same energy, but technically Mud Bomb is a little less. Do I want to use 2 shields so quickly? With me having the energy right for that Ice Beam, I'm gonna regret it, but at least I have it. And dang, I swear I went for that Ice Beam like 3 times. Yet they had that energy ready right in advance. Well, at least I can go right into Skarmory, who's about to faint. Ick. Well, I guess we're about to see just Umbreon's power in full effect. Can we go for 2 Pokemon with 1 Umbreon? Probably not. I mean, but I have a shield. They have a shield. Or I have no shields. I had that backwards. So let's just see. Might as well let it play out and just see what happens. Actually, that follow play did a nice amount. Maybe if I'm smart, I can turn this around my advantage. I'm gonna have to take a Frenzy Plant, but if it's weak enough that I might be able to just use fast moves, save my energy for that Pokemon when it comes in, which I feel like came in a little bit faster. I feel like I missed a lot of that fainting animation. But I mean, I got the charge move off, that's what's important. But not quite enough energy to go for another one. Okay, I think Comfist is at a range where it'll go down to this foul play. Nice. Mason actually pulled this off. Like, so close. Yeah. I mean, it's a good game. Came literally down to the wire. I feel like I might have been able to pull something off if I had a couple more solid plays. How many is that? 4 out of 5. Well, picked up quite a bit of a losing streak out of nowhere. Alright. One more chance, guys. You can do it. I believe in you. Alright. K. Frank the God. Good luck. Ooh. A little iffy of a start. I'm gonna stay in though. I do have Flash Cannon, and I might be able to catch someone off guard with it. I think Rock Slice's gonna do a little bit more to me than I like, though. Nah, that's not worth sacrificing the switch advantage over. It would have been nice to actually, you know, get that move off before they did that. Excuse me. I'm really banking on a lot of factors that conventional. I gotta double check Galarian's Skunkfist type, because I could have sworn from how I was battling against it in the past that it was Rock Ground, which should have been neutral, not resisted. Sorry, like, I have not played Sword and Shield, so that is the one generation I'm kind of a little weak on. I got that so much energy, but I hate to use my last shield on the first Pokemon. So down it goes. At least I think Azumarill could possibly farm down the energy from this guy, or we could just run into that. Hindsight, I should have just stayed in with Azumarill and go for Ice Beams. But whenever they switch, I almost instinctively switch to another Pokemon, just so I can keep myself in a situation where I can swap into something to counteract the Pokemon. That's what I usually mean when I say switch advantage. But I think Umbreon can do okay in this matchup. It's a little bit of a war of nutrition. I probably am going to lose this just because my opponent has 2 shields. They have 1. But if I can at least chip away this Altaria enough, maybe my last Pokemon can do some work on the rest of... Oh, they have 3 Pokemon still. I mean, I do have a Azumarill in the back. And I hit that shield button, and I'm glad it didn't register, because it probably actually would have been smart for me to have it later on. Hey, Yut! Welcome to the stream. Alright. I'm just doing some Great League PvP on Go Battle League. Trying to do decent on it. Yeah, give me 1 sec. Yeah, I think there's someone at the door, and they got 2 shields. We're gonna lose this anyway, so I'm gonna just quit out of this match now. Give me 1 more sec, and I think we can still do 1 more set before we've reached the limit for tonight.